I'm Sammy, and this is my first video on my YouTube channel. This is just going to be a little get ready with me while I introduce myself to you and talk to you about what kind of stuff's going to be on my channel. This is something I've wanted to do for a while but never really got around to doing it. Never really felt confident enough to do it, but now I just thought why not. And so yeah, I'll be starting uploading every Friday hopefully. I'm in no way an expert on makeup or music, but they're just, both of them are something that I really love and I'm really interested in, so I thought why not mix them together and share it with everybody. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. This is my first one, so please don't be too critical. I'll shut up now and get on with it. Enjoy! So I'm not really going to talk through the makes and brands of products that I use, because aside from my eyeshadow I don't really spend that much money on them, so they're nothing special really. I'll just go through what I'm putting on my face, but not who it's made by. So first off, I start with concealer on my eyelids. I've never got around to buying an actual eyeshadow primer. I did initially buy this from Beauty Bay. It says Erase and Boost Base. It's just greasy. I think it's just meant for concealer really, but it sold it as a primer. It lied. So I put the concealer on my eyelids, it's super white, and then just pat it on. And then next what I do is put my primer on my face. I only use a little bit of it. I mainly use it around my nose area because that's where my makeup likes to disappear throughout the day. So the reason I'm making this YouTube channel is because ever since I was little I always enjoyed reading and learning about bands and albums, different genres of music. I'd always be reading music magazines, watching documentaries, reading biographies, stuff like that. And it always fascinated me to learn of the actual people behind the music and the reasons why they wrote certain songs and the meanings behind certain songs, different concept albums, things like that. So once I've put all my primer on, then I go into doing my eyes. So first I go into a light colour, or pale colour should I say, to just go over my eyes as a base. And I just put that everywhere really. So if I'm doing an all over black eye, then I won't really put a base shade in, but I'm going to go for a kind of red and black look, so I've went for a pale pink. If you're wondering why my face is just all red there, it's because I just poked myself in the eye. So we're off to a good start. Then I just go in with a red. Just in the corners of my eye, the inner corners. So what I will be talking about mainly is music. Like I said, different bands, albums, genres of music, things like that. I'm looking to do a different band every week, or different album, etc. every week. I'm not really going to just stick to the kinds of music that I'm into, but that will mainly be what I'm talking about because that's the kind of stuff that interests me the most. But if other things come up, then I'm happy to speak about those as well. So I won't really be sharing my other than saying whether I like it or not, and maybe giving like a little brief thought what I think about it, I won't really be sharing my actual opinion on the music, just because I want to try and keep it unbiased, so it's just like information and facts and things like that. Once you start giving your opinion on whether you like certain bands and albums, that's when it can all go downhill. So I'm just putting a darker colour in the corner of my eye now. It looks super messy at the minute, but fingers crossed it will all come together. So my reason behind, well, what got me thinking about doing this particular thing is because me and Sean watch a YouTuber called Bailey Sarian. I'm sure everybody knows who she is. She does the true crime. She talks about true crime and murders and things like that while she's doing her makeup, and that really got me thinking to do something myself. Obviously, although I am interested in true crime and serial killers and things like that, I've noticed that there's quite a lot of people doing it, so I didn't want to just become another person doing the same thing as a lot of other people. So I thought I'd try and come up with my own idea, and I thought, what better than to talk about music? Because I know I've got a lot of friends that are into music. I've got a lot of friends that are in bands. So I thought, why not mix the two? Then I use a clean brush and then just go over the edges of everything just to blend it all in together. So to blend the darker purple into the red. And then I don't worry too much about the sides, because when I do my foundation, that cleans that bit up anyway. I will put down in the description box what eyeshadows I'm using and what colours I'm using. But when I'm doing my actual videos, I won't speak much really about the makeup. I'll just mainly be focusing on the topic in question. Okay, so now that the top lid's done, then I move on to my foundation. So I just use a pale foundation. I do usually use like a lighter foundation, because I don't use concealer. I just put my foundation on and then use usually this white base to highlight areas, but on camera it doesn't really translate very well. I end up just looking like a ghost. So I'm just gonna stick with the normal one for this. So I use a brush to put my foundation on, just because I think it goes on a lot quicker. And then I use a beauty sponge afterwards. Although what I do find when I use a foundation brush is that it soaks up everything I put on it so quickly. So I put like 2 pumps of it on my hand, and then I have to keep on putting more on when I use a brush, because I'm probably just using it wrong. Please let me know if you know what I'm doing wrong so I can fix it. And it never really happens when I use a beauty blender, but I think this just gets everything on quicker. And then I just go down my neck a little bit and do my ears. so it looks a bit of a show at the moment, but I'm going to go in with this. To wet my sponge, I just use Primark Primer Water because it doesn't really work as a primer, so I just use it to make my sponge wet. And just push it all into my face. So I'm not really going to be varying on my channel too much away from the talking about music and stuff, but there will be other videos up on there of different things. Like I'm looking to do one where Sean does my makeup, I do Sean's makeup, different things like that. Probably over Christmas and Halloween there'll be different ones to do with the holidays as well, but it'll mainly just be about music. I'll probably do a Christmas music one as well around Christmas because I do love a good Christmas song. Not every band or album that I talk about will be really well known either, so some of it will be like one-hit wonders, or they'll just be lesser known, miscellaneous bands, miscellaneous albums. Some of them have got the better backstory, I think. So now that I've done my face foundation, I move on to my cheeks. I use my fingers for this, and I just use a dark concealer and then just go along like that. Obviously throughout my videos as well, I won't be able to use any of the music, unfortunately. I did look into it, I did Google it and see, I read something about you can use 30 seconds of a song, but I think that's just a myth. So I won't be using any music, unfortunately, but I will be putting pictures and links up to the different bands and albums that I talk about. So I'm just using a brush now to put this in, to blend this out. Then I just use that white powder to just go over everything. I don't really bake my face, I just use powder everywhere because my face just declines makeup. The slightest bit of heat or moisture in the air and that's it. My face is just like, brings it all in, pushes all my makeup out. So this video is mainly just me explaining to you what I'm going to be doing. I have been speaking a lot about my actual makeup during this as well and what I'm doing, but in my videos to come I won't be talking about my makeup really at all. I'll just be doing it. It'll mainly just be about music. So hopefully this one doesn't scare people away and stop them from wanting to watch. So now that my powder's on, I use this again. I use the powder. I try and find my brush, there it is. Use the powder and just go over where I just went with the dark concealer. And then once that's done, I do the eyeshadow for underneath my eye, and then just put it underneath here. And then just pray there's no fallout coming on, sticking to the foundation. And I'm just going to make those bits just a little bit more red. And then I move on to my eyebrows. I use a reddy brown for my eyebrows. And I just follow the shape of them with an eyebrow brush. Sorry, my nails are a mess at the minute. I haven't had them done since before lockdown. So I've just had to have little baby fingers. See, tiny little fingers. I'm getting them done on Saturday though. So like I said, for those of you that are watching this and hopefully subscribing for the music aspect of the videos, this video probably isn't for you, and I'm sorry to have put you through this. I think that's the best we're gonna get. It's not great. It's not even, but it'll do. So then I go on to the eyeliner. For eyeliner, I use a liquid, and I just draw a tiny little line all the way over my eyes. And then just flick it out and pray that something good happens. And then what usually happens is that one works out alright. And then this one doesn't. Let's see. And for my waterline, I think I'm just going to use a black. So I just use a black pencil for my waterline. I drag my eyes all the way down to make sure that I get wrinkles when I'm older. And then mascara. And then eyelashes, which I won't do here. So now that I've put my eyelashes on and basically covered up everything that I've just done on my eyes, I put my bottom mascara on. Sorry, I keep leaning in, it's because I can't see in the camera, the mirror's right in front of me. Obviously this is my first video, so angles and lighting, things like that, obviously you need to work on. I need to stop looking into that part of the camera and actually looking into the camera. Hopefully as I go on, it'll get better. Fingers crossed. So please don't drag me too much for this one. Now I just need to put my lip on. So I'm just going to go for a nude for this one. And then with nude lipsticks, I always use a brown or a black eyeliner around there, or I use this black lipstick by Wet n Wild, that's pretty good. And I just go into the corners. And on the Cupid's bow. I mean, that looks crazy at the minute, but it works, trust me. And then I just blend it all together. I use my finger. And that's it. So I know this video is a bit makeup heavy rather than talking about music, but in future there will mainly just be music while I'm doing my makeup. There won't be no talking about makeup or things like that. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully as I go on they'll get better, fingers crossed. Please let me know if you have any bands or any albums or genres of music that you would like me to speak about. I have Instagram as well, which I'll put in the description below if you would like to follow me on that. Hopefully, like I said, the videos get better. Don't judge me on this first one, please. So yeah, if this sounds like your cup of tea, please subscribe, and have a great weekend. Thank you. Bye.